Welcome, class, to the final week. It's been my honor to have been your instructor for these 7 weeks. Very grateful to have seen your work. Psychology is a very uh, important topic of mine, important field of mine. I love it. It's my favorite. And so I know many of you that are psychology majors are here because you love it too. Sometimes students will take this class to fulfill a requirement and end up leaving loving it because it goes over different aspects of life, not just concentrates on abnormal psychology. We've dove deep into the biology parts, the sensation, perceptions, lifespan, memory, learning, all the social psychology we dove into too, and personality. This week we're doing psychological disorders and treatments, which is kind of an interesting topic to go over. Um, just want to make sure I'm going to also post it in the class too, the last day of class policy. There are some students from time to time, and I roll my eyes because they've been late. They'll wait till almost midnight to submit. They'll get lucky. They'll submit it by 11:30 Arizona time, wait 30 minutes before midnight. Sometimes it'll go past midnight. They'll say, "Hey, I tried to submit it on time, but I had issues with the system. It's still late. I've been taking off late points." Don't flirt with that last day of class policy. I'll go through it over and over again with students on Monday when class will end Sunday, Monday. Hey, I didn't get a chance to submit it on time. Will you accept it? The answer will be no. Will not accept it. Students do need to take responsibility on being on time. Part of being a academic professional student and also being a professional out in the real world, which many of you are, and so many of you already know maybe, and I'm probably talking to the few, is being late. You have 7 days to complete an assignment. I would recommend trying to submit Saturday or sometime during the day Sunday. Okay, there will be no excuses for this being late. Students will say, well, um, you know, I I had time, but I got busy. Sorry, it got to be on time. So if Monday, if you didn't submit it correctly, if you submitted a blank worksheet, it's a zero. If you submitted the wrong document, it's a zero. So make sure before you click submit, make sure you're viewing the document and making sure you're submitting the right one. Okay. This week, this Sunday's assignment is on mental health and wellness. It's called Mental Health and Wellness Brochure. You're creating a brochure, okay? There is in the study material Microsoft Office templates in there. If you click on study material, it'll take you to a link that says templates.office.com, and in there you'll find a brochure. At their templates, they show them as examples. You'll actually pull up the brochure. You'll see writing on it. You'll delete that writing, and if you want to use that template, which you should use that template to type your information in. Okay. From time to time, students will mess this up with finding websites to use as their sources. I have students who will throw like 3 to 4 sources of websites on there. They'll write a great brochure, but they'll get 20% off for not using credible sources. By now, you should know that websites are not an academic source to use. There are some times when resources where instructors and professors will say use a website, but it's not peer reviewed. Okay, peer review is only in the GCU library. All right. So when you look at the rubric and it says 5% for documentation of sources, students will say, well, I should have only lost 5%. No, that's documentation. That's citing correctly and that's putting them on the reference page, which you should be doing both. Okay. But if you look actually in the rubric, you'll see where it says stuff like discussion of stigmas associated with the mental illness is present, clear, and makes connection to research. You'll see that in the rubric. And so if there's no sources, you'll see that the satisfactory one says 75%, and that's 25% off each spot in this assignment. Most of the time it's 20%. So it might be 25% off, so be careful. All right. Make sure you are using peer-reviewed research. All right. The only thing that's acceptable to use that's outside of the peer-reviewed, if you want to use one time, you would use the book or one-time use of study material, but you should have multiple sources on this, not just one. All right. So if you have any questions about this week and the topics, please let me know. I want to wish everybody a good final week, and if you have questions about your grades, send me a message in a private forum. Good luck.